On this virtual tour stop, I'm showing you a site that was basically site prepared using chemicals. So we used an aerial application of a combination of glyphosate, imazapyr, as well as a pre-emergent, I believe it was Alst Extra, was also included in the take mix. And it was applied with a helicopter. So it was applied around this time last year, so last June 2019. It's now June 2020. And as you can see, it was quite effective. We killed a lot of it. So just look around, you know, it's June. Things that should be green are green by now. There's a lot of gray around you. So if we look around, we knocked out a lot of the pine that was left in this stand. We knocked back a lot of the sweet gum. But I do want to point out, some stuff survived. There's a few oak trees in the back that lived. There's a pine tree right back there. So it wasn't total control. We also see some new stuff coming back, some new ground vegetation or herbaceous vegetation. So the pre-emergent doesn't appear to be working as well as I would like. But anyway, this is an example of chemical site preparation. So basically through an aerial or ground means we can broadcast herbicides and basically remove unwanted vegetation to prevent that from competing with our crop trees, which will basically be artificially regenerated loblolly pine on this site. I do want to point out a couple things about this site though. There is a lot of vegetation in here. It's not because we cut it and then we let it sit for a really long time and then treated it. This was actually a failed shelterwood attempt. So this was a big stand of loblolly pine. You could actually see the stumps like back in here. These were, you know, 20-inch DBH trees, and we decided to try to do a shelterwood in here. It just didn't work for us. Hardwoods took over the mid-story way too quick, and it wasn't what we were looking for. So instead of trying to start over again, we just took the whole stand out, and we're just going to start over through artificial regeneration. But the other reason I wanted to use this spot as an example for chemical site preparation is this is a really good candidate for combination methods. You know, one thing you should always keep in mind is you know, if you have the same planting crew working with you over the course of the season, you want to keep those guys happy. And sending them through a stand like this to plant pine trees is not going to keep them very happy. And you know, you could see that reflected, as well as just the overall difficulty of planting will be higher on this site. You may not get the planting job that you want. Something like this, even though the competition has been controlled with chemicals, I'm tempted to come back in here with a drum chopper and knock a lot of this stuff down to the ground, possibly even burn it after we chop it, just to make it a cleaner site, make access a little bit easier, probably get a better density management, better spacing control on that planting job. So anyway, that's the gist of what we have out here. Just wanted to kind of show you what the aftermath of chemical site preparation can look like. It's not always perfect. Some stuff survives, but a vast majority of the vegetation was controlled in this sense. And if we do a little, we could straight plant it now, but if we want to have a little bit better planting job, we'll probably want to follow up with a drum chopper through this site to further clean it up.